Welcome back to this impromptu show or just show for the Rock and Roll channel. I asked my good friend Vince to come on. He was at the game as well, so was I. And what a game, what a weekend. We're going to not just talk about the game, we're going to talk about our weekend as well. And we're really going to dive into the new DOAK talk because for rightfully so, our fan base has been getting a little flack for all the complaining it's done. And I'm not going to speak for Vince, but I mean, I can't wait to talk about how much I loved it. First off, we know Florida State won. Vince, sorry I didn't get to meet up with you. We tried. It seemed like we were like two ships in the night every time. Literally, you got the corner pocket Friday night right after I left. But that being said, welcome to the show, Vince. Besides the game, obviously, that was amazing. Just how was your weekend back in Tallahassee, man?
Oh, man. Come on, man. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And this is not a me moment, but it was my birthday this weekend.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not trying to get that to get love. I'm just saying, like,
I didn't know that.
It was the perfect birthday weekend. Turned 55, double nickels, and how great is it to have your birthday with that happening, and then you get Labor Day off too, right? So you get like a 3-day weekend, right?
Beautiful.
So, but the whole weekend, from beginning to end was just, if you think about it, it's like all that buildup, we all felt it, all that buildup. And none of us knew, when none of us knew what we were going to see, not only in terms of the team, cause I didn't get to go to the stadium to see the preview. Right. So I didn't get that I didn't get that preview of all that to know what that was going to be like. And then, watching what happened with the team and the crowd, it was just this major weight, off of your shoulders.
I couldn't agree more. I got there Thursday and was lucky enough to do your show Thursday night. Thanks for having me. And
of course,
I was curious going up there because I wondered if it was going to be a case of there was still a hangover from last year. Oh, Alabama's coming to town. We're excited, but it was going to be like a regular day there, even Friday and maybe leading into the game Saturday. And from the minute I got to town Thursday, drove around the campus and saw the Potbellies line at 4:30 on a Thursday, all the way from there to about the Civic Center. There was an energy in this town that I don't get to go up all the time, but I've been to the big games, and I don't remember one feeling like this before. There was something about this weekend. There was something about it. There was an energy. Obviously, week one always brings a little excitement, but there was something about we've been down for enough. It's time to rise up. I still didn't quite believe we were going to win, but it's just the fans had the right attitude. It was just everything was going so well. The weather was absolutely perfect Thursday, absolutely perfect Friday. The fans were great Friday night when I went to Corner Pocket. Everything was going so good that I was like, all right, the game, watch this happen. And the game was the best game I ever been to at DOAK, by far.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah, if you think about opening weeks, if it's at home, is usually some nobody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've had opening games in different places, in New Orleans, in Orlando, in Ireland. Those are huge games. But as far as having a home game opener for the season and it being an opponent of significance, when was the last time? I mean, I'm having a hard time thinking about that.
The best I can think of is arguably, and it's not even close to this weekend, Virginia Tech 2018.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. And
Boise State 2019, and that's only the day before that game got moved from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But
we were just talking about that. So, you're right. First of all, I go to just about every game that I can, and I've been to a lot of games in my life. Either before I went to Florida State, and then as a student in the Chiefs. And then afterward, we were season ticket holders for a really long time. And then we weren't, and then we were again. But by the way, I know this is totally off base, but
this is fun talk night.
Yeah, I got my velvet magnet plaque thing from the boosters to put my medallion on.
Nice.
And I've got a 5-year medallion. I just want to shout out to.
Sorry, Chris Russo just made a great point. Notre Dame in 2021 was pretty big.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Great. That's a great one, Chris. Sorry.
I'm getting old. I'm getting old.
I am too. I can't believe I missed that one. And that was a classic game.
It was an amazing game.
Yeah. Great one, Chris.
Michael Alford, Stephen Ponder. I know I've only been 5-year consecutive. Like I only have the 5-year consecutive medallion, but man, I put in a lot of money before I was even able to do it. Like when I was in my younger years, when I shouldn't even have been doing it. Can I get like a crossover medallion to cross over the chasm when I wasn't? Those plaques are beautiful too, by the way.
Congrats.
So going into town, I have like a keen feeling. I think it's like a sixth sense almost on how I feel when I go in about the town. And you know, we went to Corner Pocket. We just missed you, like you said. By the way, that place was absolutely crazy Friday night.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe how many people were there.
Yeah, it was like that when I got there.
And you know, we actually got to sit next to this couple whose son was the live band, the kid playing.
He was good.
So their son, he was really good.
Warming up when I left.
Yeah, he did a great job. His name was Woody. I can't remember the last name, but anyway, we got to sit next to them and talked to them, and just the energy there that night was awesome. And then, you know, what did we do after that?
Sorry, Vince.
We went to the fountain to meet up with the Chiefs.
Oh, nice.
Because the Chiefs were doing the campus crawl, right? And so when those things are going on, I'm like, okay, this reminds me, like this buildup reminds me of '93 Miami. It reminds me of that. I have that same feeling. It has that same kind of feel to it. And then you transition into Saturday, fantastic tailgate with a bunch of great people.
Sorry I didn't make it there. Crazy.
No, it's all right, man. Crazy. You're avoiding me during game days.
Oh, right.
But,
that was my first time back in Tallahassee since I met you there.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, you got a lot of things to do then.
Yeah.
And the people around us were great. The tailgates around us were great. And they were really confused when we started to pack up like real early. Like, where are you going? Well, we have to get to Skull Session. Right, because I stream Skull Session every game. So if you're not watched that, make sure you watch that.
Yeah.
And so we packed up and went to Skull Session. The Chiefs were great there, a big crowd there, and then getting into the stadium. I mean, I know we're going to get to all this. We'll get to this. We'll get to the stadium part, but you know, but you still don't know until you see what the team puts on the field.
Yeah.
And boy, did they put it on the field.
Man, did they ever? And like for me, I decided, like, all right, Thursday was going to be a travel day, relax, nothing crazy. Got to do your show. It was a great time. Friday, I said the same thing. My buddy Charles happened to be there. We went around. I have to go to Bagel when I go back to Tallahassee. It's a must.
Right.
Right. Drove around Garnet Gold, went back to the hotel, Corner Pocket. That was it for Friday. So Saturday, I was up at 6 a.m. I was at College Town by 7 something.
Right.
There's already a line outside of Madison Social at 7:45 in the morning. Got to go by CBS Sports. They did a live pregame show right by the fountain with Danny Cannell, Bryant McFadden, from Alabama, Damian Harris, and AJ McCarron. And I knew I could give Damian Harris some flack because Bryant McFadden said, go nuts. Just say whatever you want.
Yeah.
So I got him a little riled up, but I got Danny Cannell to be in the vlog. And he said,
that's awesome.
He said right there, he goes, I talked to Coach Norvell yesterday, and I think they have something up their sleeve. And I joked with him and said, don't worry, this isn't airing until after the game.
Yeah.
So but College Town was incredible from the minute we got there. It was just an electricity. I mean, Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura being guest bartenders at Madison Social was incredible. Running into so many people, and before I know it, I got to get to the stadium. It was that time, and that's when the nervous energy kicked in. I didn't get to interact with as many Alabama fans as I would have liked. The few I did, they were fine. I like that because I'm just grateful they're in Tallahassee, like helping out the local economy. when they're in Tallahassee. Someone just in the comments just mentioned that the rankings just came out and we're 20 and Alabama's 14.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a ranking. I don't think
I
the
don't
AP stuff comes out till tomorrow because
Yeah,
there's still one game to be played tonight. So I mean, hold on. Everybody's putting out all kind of rankings.
I know. I don't care. I'm just so happy we won in this week. So I don't want to go too crazy about rankings because I've always said rankings don't matter until about week 6. But
we didn't have too many. We didn't have too many Bama fans around us.
Well, I had a few above my seat. They were okay.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have a lot to cheer about. I think if the game was going more in their favor, it would have been more annoying. That's just the way it is.
The guy right next to me, Bama fan, and there was a few times I'm like, "Are you really going for it?" He's like, "Yeah, we don't trust our kicker here."
Yeah,
there was a few times.
So
it was cool.
Yeah, it's. You want to talk about the stadium? Let's talk about the stadium,
please, because perfectly. We didn't really talk about it the other day. We just said we were looking forward to seeing it, and I mentioned the new scoreboard, which I thought was fantastic. But talk about, man, you've been going to DOAK longer than me. You're there more than me. I mean, obviously, I've been going there 30 years now, almost 30 years. What was your impression, man? What was your thoughts?
I mean, the first word is really like impressive, right? I think you just said it. Right. Everything, you know, when you announce that some kind of major project is going to happen, and then everybody wants to see what it's going to look like, and they put out these renderings, right? These computer generated things, and you're like, wow, if it really looks like that, then that's pretty awesome. I'm telling you, you walk into that place, and our seats are on the home side, down toward the Chiefs, right on that corner, just outside the chairbacks. And so, you know, we normally in the old days we would go in kind of where the Champions Club goes in. We would go in there, and then we would walk around the concourse on the bottom. But instead, this time I wanted to go in kind of where all the new stuff was going to be. So we walked in that side, and as soon as you go in, it's like you think you're in a different place.
Yeah.
When you go in there, and I know everybody say, you know, fresh paint makes a whole lot of difference. Yeah, it's fresh paint, but it's a whole lot more than just fresh paint, right? You go in, and there's thought put into traffic flow. There's thought put into like the visualization of everything, the lighting, the airflow, all this kind of stuff. And you know, you can just go. You could have just gone in and go, yeah, that looks kind of nice. But if you really just try to look at it in terms of the entire aesthetic of it all, it's just super well done, man. And whether it's tribal patterns on the wall, the LED lighting, which enhances obviously your ability to see, but also in a way does a really great job of hiding what's up above it, right? So it doesn't, so your eyes aren't drawn past the lighting. And then those fans that are in there were moving air like crazy.
Yeah.
So it almost felt air conditioned in a way.
Yeah.
And so we walked along the corridor there. I didn't go to any of the food things yet. When I'm in the stadium, Jeremy, I'm one of those people like, I want to get to my seat.
I'm the same way.
I want to walk up and I want to go out the entryway, and I want to be engulfed by the scene of the field. Like, to me, that's when I feel like I'm home. Right? When I don't care out of that ring.
Sorry, I'm the same way. Like, I don't care if it's just the punters on the field practicing. I just want to be there. I love every part of the warm up. I love it. I try. Dude, this guy's really inappropriate.
Yeah, I think you need to ban him.
Yeah.
Not sure what's going on there.
Yeah. I don't know what.
Yeah.
But sorry about that, people.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, I love that. But I did. I walked in the same gate that I always do, just for some reason. I said I'm going to get nostalgic and happy to walk that way. I ran into Jordan Travis, a bunch of other players. I was going to try to just get him in the vlog real quick because he happened to be standing right by me.
Yeah.
And then these two people like kind of yapped for a while.
Yeah, sure.
And he was trying to like be nice, And just as they finished, I guess one of his, I don't want to say handlers, business, I don't know. So one of his people gave me a tap and said, he's taking a break now.
Yeah.
So I said,
That's
okay,
fine.
no problem. So I happen to walk around and he's standing there. I'm like, can I still get a picture with you? He goes, yeah, of course. And he was nice. I saw DeAndre Francois there. I walked in with Cameron Irving, former Null. Just you felt like this is different today.
Yeah.
It just felt different. But yeah, so I walked in that gate.
Which gate did you go in?
Oh my God. By the building, by the locker room on the left.
By the locker room. Yeah. Okay.
I've been going in that one forever. So, but
that's a good place to see players, by the way.
Yeah, I wasn't even planning on that, but
yeah, that's a good place, by the way. If you've not done that route, that's a good place to catch some players. Obviously, not guys that are playing in the game; they're probably already doing what they're doing. But
you catch it.
Players,
they were a little stricter about how to walk and everything because there are still some parts that need to be finished up in that stadium. They're about, I'd say, 95% done.
But, yeah, so I mean, you're walking along there, and it's just really open, right? You think about the way it was before. You have these pockets of these cement kind of huts, right? That were just this one's a concession stand, this one's a bathroom, and they're just kind of pocketed all over the place. This is a very uniform layout, and you have these kind of grab and go stations, and you got these really large bars, like these big square bars. If you want to,
I was going to talk
out of the heat. Yeah, get out of the heat a little bit if you wanted to. I mean, I personally, Jeremy, I didn't leave my seat the whole game. Once I got up there, I didn't leave my seat.
I only left at halftime.
I will never leave at halftime because the Chiefs are performing.
I know. But I just wanted. I always got to make a phone call half or something.
I got it.
Now with the vlogs, I at halftime I go in that area and just give a score up there.
Yeah,
but
that's awesome.
So, but I said I'm gonna walk and see this thing. So you walk, and then when I saw that huge square bar you're talking about, it was a Surfside vodka area. Beautiful.
Yes,
beautiful. It hit me right away when I'm like, it is so weird walking in a DOAK concourse and not elbow to elbow next to somebody. Like I thought I was in another stadium in another city. I had to remind myself I was in DOAK.
So elbow to elbow with people, right? But also like it had this real weird like yellowy orange tinged lighting under there, right?
Yeah. It was a warehouse,
and of course, you could see places where condensation water was like dripping like onto the concourse, and while we're all like completely fond and we love DOAK Campbell, and when we think of DOAK Campbell, I think a lot of us think of you think about the exterior shots, right?
Right.
And then you go in and you think about being like in the stadium, like at your seat. Right. Very few people talk about what happens under the rafters. Very few people talk about that. But now we can talk about that because it is a palace fit for what the program deserves, what Bobby helped build or what Bobby built, and what this fan base and what the boosters and what the people that care about the future of the program, what they're willing to do to make sure that this program doesn't fall behind.
No, I'm with you because my first impressions were like, wow, because I was ready. I mean, after 2-10, you're upset about last year still, and then these renovations, you're questioning the AD a little if these renovations don't work out. And I walked in, I was just blown away. And it's funny, they did a great job. No one talks about this. They did a great job of showing us renderings for what the inside of the stadium, not the inside, the field area would look like.
Sure.
We never saw the concourse area.
So very little, right?
Very little. That they were very secretive about, and it makes sense. And then when you saw it on that preview weekend, I couldn't wait to get there. And whoever on that meeting, I'd love to meet them and shake their hand, buy them a shot of whatever they want, who came up with that idea for the spear and home of the Seminoles when you walk in on that one gate. Like, kudos to that person. That spear, it looks great on TV. It's even cooler in person. Did you get to see the spear?
Yeah, I did. That's one of the reasons we walked in that side, is because I wanted to see it. And yes, they kept it a secret, which, in this day and age is really hard to do. Sorry,
Vince.
It was no, that's fine. it's really hard to keep a secret, you know, because it's out there, right? It's not like it's hidden away somewhere.
And Florida State's good
yeah,
for social media. They want it out there. Like,
yeah, it's really super. It's not gaudy, right? It's not gaudy. It's impressive. It has a dominant look to it. It's very I don't know. It kind of makes your heart pump, right?
it does.
When
It
you
does.
see it.
My stadium.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
I would defend DOAK no matter what before, but I'm like, look what we have now.
Yeah.
I mean, that inside bar area, I think it's the West Sideline Club.
Yeah.
Oh, I said one day I just want to have a drink there before a game.
Yeah, someday I'd like to get in there. I just like to see what it's like.
Yeah, me too. I saw that, and I'm looking in the glass like a child, like, oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there someday.
Oh
Jeremy.
yeah,
I'm gonna get there someday.
I know you will.
You know, you work hard, people. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You can make it.
Or find a game that's like a FBS school, and maybe you get a great deal on that.
Yeah, you never know.
Weekend for people.
But I didn't, like I said, I didn't really spend too much time like checking out the food options. My wife left the seats a couple times and got us some water and stuff. She said it was like super efficient. Right. And I will say that I visited the men's room before we got up to the seats, and you know, everybody's been talking about this, but I'll bring it up again. Having a cup holder at the urinal is not, it's not lost on me how ingenious that is, right? Yeah. And my wife was like, "That's disgusting. Why would you take your drink in? Why don't you plan your trips? Why don't you plan your trip differently? You know, go use the restroom, then go get your drink." I said, because you never know. Yeah, but you never know when the restroom is going to fit into your flow, right? Sure. So say you just grabbed a drink and like, you know what, I better hit the head before I get back up to my seat. I'm telling you, little things like that. And there was no waiting. You know, when my wife left, and this is, you know, whatever, we're talking about the restrooms, but you know, any female will tell you.
Anyone's ever been to DOAK before? Those old trusts, like,
right. Any female will tell you when they want to use the restroom, there's always a line.
Yeah.
There's always a line. And that was not the case. And that stadium was packed, man. Mm-hmm. That stadium was packed. Didn't have any problem getting in. I mean, there was going to be a line. You knew there was going to be a line. So people are saying, well, there were lines. Well, yeah, man. There's 70,000 people trying to get in the stadium right about the same time. You're going to encounter a little bit of a line. The question then is, what happens to that line? And our line moved very, very quickly. I mean, once we hit the line, by the time we got inside, it was less than 12 minutes.
Oh, so, I walked in. Like, I literally walked.
And I think a lot of it has to do which gate you go into. When you're coming over from the tailgate area, a lot of people are kind of crushing those first gates that you get to, right? Take another couple minutes, walk around, right, and find a gate that is a little bit less popular, right? Yeah. And you'll get in a lot faster.
They nailed it. And I said to myself, I hope to come back not only for more football games, that goes without saying. I want to come back for a concert there one day.
Oh yeah.
I don't care that it's 6-7 hours away. I mean, I looked at that West Sideline Club and I said, how cool would it be to hang out there, watch a seat at DOAK, and see a concert? And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. They've said that that was a big thing when they renovated the stadium, was so they can have trucks come in for the concerts.
Yep. Yeah. That alcove there on that side of the stadium is built for an 18-wheeler to be able to get in there. And you know, if you think about it now, everybody had all those thoughts about the field, the lay and play field, and like, you know, why are we putting in a new field? Or what do you mean we're going to be putting in a new field every season? You know, isn't that a waste of money? Well, if you're going to be bringing in concerts and stuff like they intend to do, you're going to be replacing that sod anyway. So you might as well plan
for that stuff.
You might as well plan to do this lay and play field every season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The only thing I would say about that
we have disposable money now.
Yeah.
And the field looked great.
The field looked great, except for I don't think that grass, for some reason, holds the paint as well as maybe other kind of turf does. And I don't know the chemistry beyond that, but if you think about it, by the time the first quarter was ending, that garnet started fading like into the grass. And like I said, I'm not a field painting expert.
Okay.
I'm not a lay in place sod expert. I'm not into horticulture or grass technology. But I think there's somebody I know for a fact, because I trust the AD. I know for a fact he is kicking down every door to figure out how to make sure that garnet paint stays garnet throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, and they'll figure that out. I'm just
They
glad
will.
they listened. I was thinking, man, let's talk about the game a little bit. Oh my God! Sorry, 1 second. Okay, so
yeah, you've got a comment up there on the screen from.
I got rid of it.
No, it's on the screen though.
Where? Oh wow. Okay, let me get rid of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's someone's using his burner accounts and whatever, trying to get on the show here.
Okay, I might have to log back out and come back in and do something, because I deleted that comment.
Now it's stuck. Try to put up a different comment, see if that changes it.
That's what I'm gonna do. That's a good idea. Perfect. My friend Chris, before we get into the game, great idea. Thank you, Vince. This team plays hard, is well coached, and the players actually listen this year. Yeah, we were going to talk about that. Communication was out of this world compared to last year. Talk the trash, back it up, and bully the other side. Heck yeah. So the game itself, I mean, listen, the game's been talked about a million, but we'll talk about it a little. Did we cover the stadium enough? Because I'm going to get into other stuff at the end.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything that. Oh, well, I think we should talk about a few other things.
What? No Wi-Fi.
Well, yeah.
I didn't care, but the reception. There was no reception.
I don't really care about that. I want to care about it because we did a post game show. Like I was still in the stadium, and I would like for there to be better connectivity. I really would. Did it take away from my experience on Saturday? No, it did not. But I know that's not true of everybody. But as far as like
on a Saturday, I don't think people care. The average person on Penn State third quarter.
The video board,
fantastic.
Phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Both of them. Not a problem with the video board. Not one. Right?
So someone
money well spent.
Money well spent. And maybe this was going to be safe for the end, but I will. We talked about the in-game experience. And what I love how we did it, me, you, Ryan, and Chris was on. No, Chris had just left. Me, you, and Ryan. And we said it from just suggestions, a friendly way. We were not coming across in any aggressive, whiny fan kind of way. And the things that I talked about that I was hoping for or would love to see, they did.
Yeah.
Like I have to give them credit. And they might have got it from other places, and I don't care. I remember when I went to the Clemson game 2 years ago, they did a cool thing on a timeout break where they showed like Clemson players in the NFL that previous weekend, how they did. Florida State did that. I loved that. I loved how they showed former players on the sideline, and the crowd would keep going. I love how they showed them leaving the locker room. There was about 8 or 10 times that I said, that was awesome. I can only imagine if it had been a night game.
Yeah. It's better. And, that kind of stuff, Jeremy, I think I think probably because that's not like, oh my goodness, epiphany stuff, right? Like that's like, yeah, you should obviously talk about your former players.
Right.
But I think the technology that we had prior really made some of those things tricky. And we all complained about it all the time, how we would always see scores up on the board that were for games, hours previous. Like we want to see what's happening right now.
True.
Right. And so I think with the new technology, the new boards, I'm sure there's new software and integrations that come with that are more based on what you can do nowadays.
Right.
And that was awesome. How about the in-game show with Eric?
And
Ari.
Loved it.
It was flawless.
And what a setup they put them at.
Yes.
Oh,
it was flawless.
But there was a couple times Alan said something, and I said, I like that. that idea.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. You know, they're stationed up in that corner, kind of where we are, I think, where my seats are, kind of, and you see kind of DOAK behind them,
I was near
and
you.
it's in real time,
Mhm.
and there's couldn't tell of any delay in the audio and the video, couldn't tell.
Right.
And it just is another piece of like, yeah, is money well spent? Because those, you can call those like layups. Like, yeah, you should probably have video, the video and the audio that's synced up. Yeah, no kidding. But I really think the aging technology that we had before really made those things kind of tricky. So it's
Right.
money well spent because it puts the best foot forward of where this program, where the boosters are, where the athletic department is, where the school is, where the program is. It is best foot forward all the time, even down to like the videos that they showed. So I like Seminole Wind. Okay, I like it. A lot of people don't like it, and one of the reasons I think a lot of people don't like it is because um, it's a little slow and plodding in terms of a piece of music.
Right.
So how does it hype people up? Right. It's not meant to be a hype video. It's supposed to be a tradition laden video. And so what they did instead was, instead of the video they showed previously, they wove that in with our relationship with the Seminole tribe.
Beautiful.
Right. It was awesome. And then they shortened it. So it wasn't the whole song.
Right.
You don't need all of Seminole Wind.
Right.
You don't need it all.
Now, am I still the biggest lover of Eastbound and Down to start the fourth quarter? No. But to their credit, and people started singing that song, I noticed in the beginning, and then about midway stopped. But that being said, they added a new video for that song this year.
Yeah.
With the words on the screen, with Bert and all that. You made it better. That is for sure. So I give them credit. The whole in-game thing was just fantastic. I used to hate, and I understood Florida State doesn't have the money of some of these other schools, so advertising is really important. I would still like to see the Chiefs involved a little bit more on breaks. It was better this time, but I love them in the new section they're in, but they need a little more involvement in the game.
Yeah, I mean,
especially before the game. I mean, I don't need to hear club music. They still do that a little. I'd rather hear the band. But listen, when they took the field for that opening kickoff and they played For Whom the Bell Tolls from Metallica,
mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm going to shut up on a lot of these complaints that I had.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple things logistically with the Chiefs you have to keep in mind. They march into the stadium and they're in their spot, but remember that they come out of the opposite side now. Yeah. So they have to leave their seats and get there. And so I think you're right. I would love to hear more of them too, but most of the time they're traversing the length of the stadium to get to the tunnel, to get to the garage door. So there is some time, but then they go in the other end zone and they play outside of the garage door, like for it's called GBU, but it's from the soundtrack of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, right? And that's when the team is walking with the helmets in the air, right? So they're down on the other end zone for that. So it's a little bit different. You hear them a little bit differently because they're down on the field. I didn't get a feeling like we were hearing too much club music.
I mean, you had to be there early.
You're going to get a little bit of that during the pregame stuff.
I'm sorry, they nailed it when the defense and when the linemen came out. That's the last group in the warm-up.
Yep.
And they did the Phil Collins, I Can Feel It in the Air Tonight.
Yep.
You had me. I'm kind of a music junkie. Like, I'm so picky about what songs and what situations. I'll admit it. And
I probably could use, like I said, the Seminole Wind. They kind of truncated a little. They shortened it up. I think Eastbound and Down could be shortened a little bit too. This is me being picky. Okay.
No, I said they remember I said they about midway through the song stopped.
Yeah, but
like verses and they stopped.
Yeah, but even though like you're going to get people chiming in for the first minute and a half of that 2 hours, they're going to sing along. But then when they're showing clips, but then they re-show the same clips, right? They pre-show the same clips. I think there might be some savings in there. You still get the benefit and the bang and the honoring of Burt Reynolds. You still get that, but it doesn't linger. It doesn't linger. And so there might be a way to kind of tighten. Listen to how picky we're being.
I know. And trust me, these aren't complaints. These are just we didn't complain that day. We just they nailed it. They moved the Kevin James "Gentlemen Start Your Engine" to earlier.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That got the crowd going. The crowd.
Yeah, you can't do that. "Gentlemen Start Your Engines" at the beginning of the fourth quarter if we have the ball. Right. So you have to think about that.
Okay.
If the other team has the ball, yeah, you're definitely going to ramp that video up before we come in to the fourth quarter starting because you want to get everybody pumped up. But if we've got the ball, I don't know that you want to do it there.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, let's go on to the game a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Being there adds a different element to it. Before I can get to the game, I remember walking. These people were so nice in my row. I had to get out one time. And I was able to get through without them having to really stand up. And I'm like, look at this new stadium. I can walk in front of you. And I sat on those black seat, the black chair back.
Yep.
Comfortable. Anyway, the game itself. If you told me that this would be the scenario a few weeks ago, and shout out to Ryan from your co-host, predicted the game. Ryan was right.
He picked the nose. He picked the nose.
He said that about 2-3 weeks before. He didn't just do it a last minute thing. But that first drive, I said on your show, if our defensive line can't hold up, it's going to be a long day. The first drive, they were fighting, but I said, 6-minute drive? I worry more now in the third, fourth quarter. But watching, it is so big to respond after a score.
Yeah.
3rd and 11, when Castellanos hit that play to Squirrel, I said, oh, my God. But I just watched our defense fighting. There was
that's the main thing
I just didn't expect, but that's why you play the game.
That's the main thing. I mean, I didn't start getting jitters for the game until probably as I was walking in. I really started to feel it because I was thinking about you know how it is. Like you're thinking about stuff. Well, I got to get this for my blog, and I got to get this for my blog, and I'm thinking, okay, I got a pregame show, and I got to do this. So I was thinking about the show, and then once that was all done, I could just concentrate on being a fan for a little bit. I started getting the jitters, and then, I posted on X that when the helicopters flew over, my watch went off, and I got a heart rate alert.
Really?
On my watch. Like, hey, you got a high heart rate alert. I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. It's kind of funny, but it's true. Like my heart was elevated big time.
I didn't get that alert.
And then, Bama does this 16-play drive, I forget what it was, like 8 minutes off the clock or something ridiculous. And, but I wasn't really worried. And the only reason, and that I didn't think about it at the time, but thinking about it afterward, the reason why it didn't concern me was because they had to fight for every ounce of that drive.
Yeah.
And, just in that one drive alone, you could tell that the demeanor of this team, at least from the defense, is the only we've seen up to this point, at least from the defensive side, the demeanor of the team was completely different. And, I said before the game I heard a lot of people say this before the game. It's like, hey, we may lose, but if this team fights, I'm going to go to sleep tonight and I'm going to be like, okay, at least we have something we can cheer for this year. So, Earl Little Jr. was completely out of his mind in that game. And just laying the wood on people, man, just every chance he could get. And Alabama had to earn every ounce of that first drive. So great. So they do it and they scored. I'm like, it kind of sucks. There were some places where we could have maybe, shut the door on them. It didn't work out, whatever.
Yeah.
But then you're like, okay, now I kind of get an idea of what the defense's mantra is going to be. What is this offense is going to be like now? And sure enough, man, it didn't take long to see that they had some get you some in them too. And after that, I'm like, okay, not only am I going to be, not only am I going to sleep well tonight, it was 7-7 at the time, and not only am I going to sleep well tonight, but there's a chance now because, you could start seeing it. You could start seeing belief, and they probably already believed, but
yeah, they did.
But for us as a fan base, us believing, if there's belief and hope in this stadium, this place is going to be absolutely bonkers.
Well, and it was, and I still kept saying, all right, I'm waiting. I was worried about the defensive line holding up after that first drive. I said maybe for a half or so. I'm watching. I'm like, they're starting to look stronger in some ways. I said there was about 5 sacks we missed out on that day. I mean, and credit to Simpson for getting away.
Absolutely. There's some missed tackles, some work they have to get done on cleaning that stuff up.
This game happens. That is a part of it. But what was so cool was so much stuff that these players talked about. I'm not talking about Tommy's trash talk. That was what it is. But the defensive guys and Tony White was the case. I mean, and even Norvell, to his credit, said, no, we want to make them feel us every time their receivers are doing things, which we never did under Fuller. We were bend, don't break, play back. When Tony White said, no, we're going to be violent. You can't win football without being physical.
You got to force the issue.
First drive, there was even a couple times that, all right, maybe they got 6 yards. We hit you.
Yeah.
And Williams did not like playing against our secondary.
No, I think
he's played against some good ones.
I just rewatched the game this morning, and was it him that caught the pass on the first drive, down toward the goal line, kind of going out of bounds, and he got leveled.
Yes.
And after that, I don't think he wanted to catch the ball anymore.
The Bama fan next to me kept screaming the whole second half.
Yeah.
Our best player is a ghost. Our best player is a ghost.
Yeah.
There were a couple times that you noticed with their starting running back out, the quarterback had trouble, and to the crowd's credit too, getting the snap off.
So yeah, with the defensive side, like you said, you're worried whether they would hold up. And I think a lot of that came from the fact that we don't necessarily have a ton of really significant depth there.
Right.
And so, you feel good about your first 3, your first 4. But other than that, what do you do? And so we all kind of went into this game thinking okay, the coaches are going to probably run with the guys that they know, top to bottom, got this thing down. They've got a lot of experience, but they're going to be really, really going to take their time about maybe subbing some other guys. And no, there were people coming in and out of that game constantly.
Yeah.
They played 25 people on defense.
It was something like that in the first half.
And so not only did you hold up on the point of attack, you actually set the tone against Bama. But not only did you do that with your top line guys, but you were also subbing in a bunch of really young guys that were making plays. They were in the right place, and they were confident. They maybe didn't always make the play, arm tackle here, maybe whatever, but they made themselves known when they came into the game. You can't tell me that that's not going to pay dividends. The coaches have confidence in you. You put in the work, and they told you. I think I heard it was Cameron today. I think kind of said the same thing. The coaches say, if you put in the work, your opportunities will come. But then they put in the work and you don't give them the opportunity. People put that away in their brain. Why am I putting in the work? No, these guys got the opportunity they deserve because of the work that they put in. And because of that, man, that's going to pay dividends throughout this whole season. I'm excited. I mean, think about it. Kevin Wynn, when he comes back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're building depth. We started building depth against flipping Alabama, Jeremy.
It's crazy. I mean, watching Jaden Jones come around for a huge third down stop. Desir disrupted a play. I kept hearing his name throughout camp, the Twins. I kept saying, freshman? Really? Freshman? Well, you saw some potential there. Um,
Yeah.
but or potential, but no, but what we could talk about the physicality all day. Lots of teams play physical. For some reason, we didn't the last 5 years. That being said, I saw smarter football.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Williams would have scored on a walk-in touchdown. We were smart, took the pass interference.
Probably would have dropped it.
No, he's good. He'd have caught it.
I know. I'm
I
kind
know,
of
I know,
sticking
I
it
know.
to him a little
Oh
bit.
yeah. But that was a smart penalty.
Yeah, it was.
We all said that in our section. At one play, Borchan talked about that Jabril Rolls was about to get into it with one of their players, and Earl Little came running over and grabbed him and said, "We don't need this."
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
We didn't do that before.
We got this game in the bag. Don't be doing that.
Right, but it took leadership there.
Yeah.
And then I watched a little replay of the game. I heard the announcer saying how the players were saying that they'll run through a wall for Tony White. And that was something I kept saying to myself, man, they really bought into this guy.
Yeah.
I was curious to see the Gus effect. I kept hearing about it. I saw it. People next to me, there was a few times we were doing misdirections, and you heard all these Bama fans go, "There goes Gus again. There goes Gus again," because they've seen that movie before.
They hate him.
They hate him. And you heard that. They go, "Oh, there's Gus." The misdirection.
Yeah,
I mean,
it ran that reverse. Yeah, it ran that reverse with Jalen twice, and both times were huge plays.
Right.
Just huge plays. And in order to make that work, you have to have a line that, is obviously working together in sync, and active and athletic. And you got to sell that. And, Lord knows we've got speed on this team. I mean, we got speed for days.
Yeah.
You give any one of those guys a crease, and it's a sight to behold. Shot out of a cannon, man. Just shot out of a cannon.
If you told me that would be, and I thought he played fine, blocking, everything, but if you told me that would be Deuce Robinson's stats going into the game, I'd have been like, "Oh, our offense is gonna struggle."
Yeah.
And you know what? I've ripped him in the past at times for doing this. I got to give props. Going for it on that 4th and 1 in the fourth quarter, game on the line. And Mike has done this many times on the 38, 39 of ours, and you're like, "Oh no." But we're
going to be talking about that particular play on our show on Thursday. We're going to have a pretty significant breakdown on that particular play, and the metrics and analysis on what that play meant in terms of the outcome of the game.
It was the game.
Because we've got a guy that is a contributor to our show that's in the analytics biz. And he doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to be reaching out to him shortly. Hey, man, well, I want a thesis on that play, that decision, what that all meant, because it's not like I don't want to say Bama had the momentum in that moment, but that was a point in the game where things could get a little dicey,
even after the muff punt too.
Right? It could get a little dicey. So having the stones, having the stones to in your own end of the field on a 4th down, to basically saying, no, we've been preaching this since January, that we are not going to back down. We are not going to be a soft team. We are going to do what it takes, what it's necessary to win a game. And if there's an opportunity in front of us that's going to elevate our chances to win a game, we are going to take that risk. He got like 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, he cleared it.
Right? He cleared it and pushed the guy backward.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was one of those, oh my God, yes. Unfortunate news about Roydell Williams today.
Yeah.
Out. Mike obviously was, I guess he had to report it, but he seemed very tight-lipped about when he would come back. He said he will be back. But
yeah,
he was very wishy-washy, which I get. That's not really something he likes to do.
I love that he was proactive about that, actually, because
it's a little different.
One of the questions that's always going to come up in the Monday presser is, how do we come out of the weekend as far as injuries are
Right.
concerned? He didn't even wait for that question.
Yeah.
He just basically said, we're in a really good place, but there's one thing I want to let you all know about. And, kudos to Mike. Don't wait for that question.
Yeah.
Don't wait for it. Just get it out there. And he set the parameters. He's going to be out for a period of time.
Right. He said, I hate for him to miss any time, but he will be back.
I'm sure behind closed doors, they're like, yeah, if all goes well,
yeah, they have a
3
timetable.
weeks. They have a timetable.
Yeah.
But he's not going to put any kind of pressure on the kid for that. And
No.
he's not going to put that out there. So quit asking, as Nick Saban would say. So quit asking.
No, and it was smart. Also, even they want to be proactive a little more this year. Even the depth chart, we used to find out about it when the media got to that presser the week of the first game.
Right.
Media would then post a picture of it. FSU football tweeted it an hour or two before. It took good, and I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they were doing little things before this game that I said, man, if this team can only just throw some hands this weekend and just be watchable, because the drone stuff they did, the 24 hours before the game video they did was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they've stepped up in so many ways, and I have to commend them. The whole weekend was fantastic. They're really, in my opinion, they're making. It used to be you come to Tally, you go to the game, and you leave. Now they're making it a weekend event, and I think that's going to bode well in the future for the Kent State games of the world, the East Texas, where people say, "Man, maybe not be the best opponent in the world, but I get to see my Knowles and I'll have a great time."
Yep.
So,
and the experience, if you're gonna make a decision to go to East Texas A&M or Kent State, and you're making that decision, you're going, I could stay home and I have a nicer bathroom here at the house. I don't know that you do have a nicer bathroom at home compared to what's at DOAK now.
That's not in the Founders Club.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and you can get all the most recent scores, and you can get live interaction during the game, and as a Knoll, and I know a lot of people live really far away and they can't make it here, and so I'm not
it's one of the
about that.
Tallahassee.
Yeah, but so if you
an hour or two away.
If you're one of those fans that lives in Montana and there's you get to one game a year if you're lucky, I'm gonna tell you that VC Knoll, will go to games for you and I will cheer for you, right? So I'm not going to hold you accountable to come from Montana every week, especially when there's 4 home games in the month of September or whatever. But for the rest of you, the rest of the fan base, it's maybe people were down. And, not only you down, okay, now I got to drive 3 hours and or more, and I got to go to the game and the restrooms are crappy. And I was like, just come on, man. Just come on. Let's go have a good time. Let's go have a good time together. If you've got the financial means to do it, of course, then come join us, because that team that we saw and the product from beginning to end, team, stadium, Chiefs, concession, video, sound, audio, all this stuff. They've got their ducks in a row, man.
They do.
They got their ducks in a row. You are not going to be disappointed. You are going to be entertained.
Start to finish.
You will.
Yeah, 100%. You're going to get a great experience. Can't guarantee wins and losses on the field, but you can guarantee a great experience as far as the stadium itself. And that's great.
You get to hang out with all the people you love.
Exactly. And they figured it out. Alfred learned from that pro mentality of you can guarantee a great experience, which is the pro teams go for.
It is an experience. And a lot of people will say, I'm not going there for the experience. I'm going there to just watch our team play. I know that there are people like that. I would go watch them in the backyard.
Same here.
Right. I would do that. But think about the times we live in, and we can bemoan how things are different, but it is reality. We're not selling just a football team and a football game. We are selling a Garnet and Gold experience from Friday night to Sunday morning.
Oh yeah,
It is
yeah,
a
I
it
felt
is a
that.
complete experience, and everybody is bought into it. I mean, we've talked about this. I think I've talked about this with you. I know we talked about it on our show. Think about the things that are like interwoven with the school, the things that are part of the school, the athletic department, the boosters, the chiefs, all that stuff. But think about all like the community stuff that thrives on the heartbeat of the university. Madso and College Town and all that stuff, and Palace Saloon and all, they are bought in, man.
Yeah.
It absolutely helps their business, and they should be. I get it, but they don't have to be as involved. If the team is good, business is good, right? But they're going above and beyond all that.
Oh
They're
yeah.
saying not only, yeah, of course, but we want to be part of making this whole experience what people drive core memories about. I just love that. And after the game, I know I texted you. I was like, "Hey, where are you tonight?" And we went out and got a quick bite to eat. By the way, at this little food truck place down Tennessee, past Capitol Circle. It's up on the right, past a gas station. I can't remember the name of the place. They're not a sponsor of your show, but anyway, it's this little food. It's like Chili and Chili's or something like that.
Okay.
It's a little food truck court. The best quesadilla I've ever had in my life.
Really?
In my life, Jeremy.
Wow.
So anyway, we got a quick bite to eat. It was quick. It was reasonably priced. And then my wife and I, who are not college students anymore, decided, hey, I want to go down to college town. I just want to see. I just want to. I want to be down there and just bask in it a little bit. So we went down there and walked around. It's wall to wall people, and lines to get into the establishments. Just excessive lines to get in the establishments. Cover charges, yes, there were cover charges to get in.
Cash only. People remember that, cash only.
Yeah, cash only.
Kids had no problem with that. It was the adults who had to go running.
It was the adults, and I was one of them. I tweeted Madso and basically said, hey, I just walked by like 45 minutes ago, and the place was absolutely packed. What I didn't put in there was, I don't know, about a $30 cover charge.
It was 20 for me.
Okay, yeah, so you got a discount.
I got discount.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Getting there at 8 in the morning has its perks.
Yeah, for sure.
They had a funny tweet though. I think they said they had like 30 open checks by 8:10 in the morning.
That's fantastic, and that's what business, right?
Yeah.
That's what the vibe of Tallahassee can be.
Why those noon games are killers for them.
Yeah,
I mean,
but people, thank God we won this game.
Yeah.
That means this Saturday is going to be much more well attended.
Yeah. And then
right?
hopefully bigger games. We get no later than a 3:30 kickoff.
So we went to College Town.
Okay.
Just kind of walked around a little bit, and then we walked up to the hotel.
Yeah. Indigo.
And we just popped in the bar there, and watched the game.
Mm-hmm.
Had a couple drinks, and just kind of enjoyed being amongst the Knoll family. After a major win. It like I said, it's quite the birthday weekend.
Well, happy birthday, my friend.
No, you've already said it.
I'm saying it again. Happy Knoll victory too. Yeah, it was a scene that I part of me wanted to stay in College Town a little bit more after the game, but my friends were ready to leave, and I was fading a little bit too, who were retaining. So they really wanted to go to Corner Pocket because they saw Corey Clark before the game. They chatted with him for 20 minutes, and Corey told them all, "You better be at Corner Pocket tonight, one way or another. You better be there." And after the game, they're like, "We have to go now. We have to go. We have to see."
Yeah, I've never met Corey. Hopefully I get to. Yeah, he seems like a great guy. He was actually at Corner Pocket when we were there, but he was busy. He was busy talking to people, and I'm like,
I mean, that's his cheers. He's there almost.
He's there all the time.
They said because they said, "Are you going to be there?" And he's like, "I'm always there."
He likes the sausage bites.
Yeah,
and so, but he seems like a good guy. He's funny. his humor is my kind of humor, actually. So I enjoy it, and there are some people that don't like his humor. I get that, but to each their own.
Of course, and Rochan has a lot of different personalities, just like the Garnet and
They
Knoll
really
show.
do.
Ryan, I was joking Ryan the other day. I said you guys are perfect together because you respect each other, you love each other, but you are like a yin and yang in personality at times, and it just works. And man, I think we're gonna wrap up soon. Watch the North Carolina game.
Yeah, another game finally. What a great weekend, right?
Wow, week 1 in
all
the
the
books.
Games.
I almost said great seeing you. Unfortunately, we didn't meet up, but I'm gonna try to be back up for next.
Yeah, we are going to work that out, and I think it just has to do with the timing of when you got in and when I got in, and
it was crazy.
And
for me,
both had stuff to do,
and I like being in that College Town area.
Yeah, it's a good place to be for that, for sure.
Oh, yeah. And before you know it, it was 2:00, almost 2:00. I said, I got to see the stadium. I got to see the stadium.
Oh, you're
I got there even a little earlier than normal for me. And then it turns out the game was delayed 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, no.
I don't even think it was delayed. I think they planned on
I think they planned on the previous game.
The broadcast says 3:30, but there was no way that thing was kicking off right at 3:30.
Correct. In my mind, though, when I hear 3:30, I'm thinking 3:30. That's I'm wired. But man, anything you want to say in closing?
Yeah, let me pump a couple things here. So Ryan and I need to check in with Ryan. I know we talked about doing a show tomorrow night. I'm not sure if that's going to be on the docket or not, but look out for that. But definitely for Thursday, 7 p.m. is when we have our weekly show. Like I've already talked about a little bit ago, I'm really going to try to lock in our analytics genius to talk about that fourth down call. I'm fascinated to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of
and then for Saturday, I'll be at the game again. We'll do a pregame show. We always do that. And I didn't tell you this, Jeremy, but we've been streaming the Skull Session with Chiefs. This will be our second year. We had a phenomenal viewership for the Skull Session.
Nice.
And just people tuning in because that's one of the vibes of the weekend, right? Being in Tallahassee, one of the things is I want to go watch Chiefs during Skull Session. And if you can't get here, you don't get that vibe. Yeah, you're watching the game on TV, but you want to feel like you're there. So we will be streaming Skull Session again. It happens about 2 hours and 15 minutes before the kickoff. So watch out for that as well. We'd love to have more people chime in for that, and Chiefs deserve all the support we can give them. And then finally, we will do a post-game show, and I think the signal will be a little bit better. It probably won't be. There probably won't be 40,000 people on the field, streaming at the time, after the game. So we'll do a post-game show as well. But Jeremy, thank you for inviting me on the show tonight.
I appreciate it, especially on short notice.
Of course.
On my end, my vlog from the game is up. I got to work on it pretty much right when I got home yesterday. It's up. You can see the new intro with Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, he was awesome. When I say he was awesome, he was incredible. I barely even had to ask him to do it. And I was joking, how much would he charge on Cameo if he was on Cameo?
Yeah.
So you'll see that. Great time. Null Nation has really supported this vlog. I appreciate it. I'm
going to take care of our own, man. We do.
Yeah, Null Nation's really supported this vlog right off the bat, and I thank them all for it. And thank everyone who made this weekend just so special for me. It was a game I'll never forget at DOAK. It was the best game I've ever been to at DOAK, by far. So I'm going to put Vince's description for his show. The link to his show in the description. They do a great job, him and Ryan. Fantastic. And it was just so cool. So much stuff we talked about, you guys talked about, really came into play over the weekend. And now it gets more interesting when you only have a week to talk about it versus 7 or 8 months.
Yeah, I'm already prepping. I know you are too.
A little bit, not too much. This one, but I'm going to start tomorrow. But so that's it. I got some other cool vlogs planned, some road trips I'm going on, so stay tuned for that. And Vince, anything else?
No, I just say go Knowles and send Chiefs all the damn time.
And can I steal Ryan's line? Screw ESPN eternally.
Yeah, I don't think he says it anymore, so you could say it. Yeah,
Oh, so he will. I'm stealing it from
yeah,
him.
he will.
But
He
thanks
will.
everyone, and stay tuned. Go Knowles.
Go Knowles.